A lot of people can list Taylor Swift's exes, but when you ask them who they are, what they believe, what they fear, what they want from their life, suddenly there's silence. And that silence is not a sign of confusion or incompetence. It's simply a sign that most people were never taught how to look inward. And in a world drowning in noise and in distraction and in comparison, looking inward has become one of the rarest skills a human can possess. My name is Michael Zetta King, and I'm an author and coach and speaker. And before we go any deeper, if you find truth in the message you're about to hear, make sure you subscribe to this channel and join my community, because every week I post teachings that help you rebuild clarity and confidence and self-connection, because every person deserves to meet the strongest version of themselves. So now let's walk into this together, one layer at a time, because once you understand why people disconnect from themselves, you also understand why they sabotage their progress, why they sabotage their dreams, why they sabotage their relationships, and in the end, their potential. And after that video, you'll see your life with very different eyes. So the first layer, first truth is foundational, and it is this. Many individuals follow other people's lives because facing their own life requires emotional courage they were never taught to build. People don't watch celebrity lives because they're shallow. They do it because it's the only place where their nervous system can safely exist without being triggered. When a person's inner world feels overwhelming, their mind searches for an external world where emotions are easier to process. Other people's stories are predictable. Your own story is not. And here is the deeper truth. Every time a person focuses outward, it is because they do not yet have the emotional strength to hold the weight of their own truth. And this is not a flaw. It's simply untrained inner musculature. And inner strength is something that can absolutely be trained. So the transformation begins here. Train your capacity to stay with yourself for 60 seconds a day without trying to change the feeling. Just sit and notice and breathe. And don't rescue yourself with distraction. You're teaching your system, I can hold my own emotional weight. And this is the first rebirth. And once that inner contact begins, something interesting happens. The mind reacts, which leads us to the second layer. Second layer is the unknown feels terrifying because the identity you currently have was built for survival, not expansion. Most people think they fear the future. They don't. They fear becoming someone they don't yet recognize. Every identity, even a painful one, gives the illusion of safety because it's familiar. And this is why a person will sabotage opportunities that are actually good for them. The new life requires a new identity, but the old identity still controls the steering wheel. And the deeper teaching here is, growth is not about becoming new person instantly. It is about reassuring the current version of you that it will not die if life changes. And your identity just needs guidance, not punishment. So the practical transformation is simple but profound. Choose one small thing each day that your old identity would never do. A tiny act that doesn't match your past self. This is how identity evolves, not through force, but through daily, intentional contradiction of your old self. And once you understand identity, you begin to understand the deeper machinery beneath all behavior, because the next layer reveals the silent architect of self-sabotage. And the third layer, next one, is emotional programs are not beliefs. They are body-level contracts you signed before you understood what life is. Most people try to change their lives by thinking differently, but emotional programming does not live in the mind, it lives in the nervous system. And you can say, I'm worthy, I'm worthy all day long, but if your body still believes visibility is dangerous, your choices will obey the body, not the affirmation. And the real wisdom here is that your sabotage is never irrational. It always made sense at the time it was created. Your patterns are old protection mechanisms that don't yet realize you survived the original wound. To transform these programs, you must speak to the body, not just the mind. And this means grounding, breath work, safe exposure to the emotions you avoided, and choosing actions that give your body new evidence. Emotional programs dissolve when the body realizes it is safe to live differently. And once these programs loosen, a new tension appears, one that almost every human experiences. Fourth layer, people fear success because success exposes truth, and most individuals feel unprepared to meet their unfiltered potential. Failure keeps a person hidden. Success makes them visible, and visibility reveals everything: your insecurities, your power, your discipline, your inconsistency, your desires. And most people don't fear success itself. They fear being truly seen. Because success removes excuses, and without excuses, you must face who you are when nothing is blocking you anymore. And that level of exposure terrifies the untrained mind. But here's the reassurance: nobody is born ready for that level of visibility. Readiness is something you grow into. So the transformation here is this: practice being seen, not through performance, but through presence. Speak your truth more directly. Share your ideas sooner. Let people witness you before you feel finished. When you stop hiding, success no longer feels threatening. And final, fifth truth: people don't know themselves because self-relationship is a skill, not a personality trait, and almost nobody was taught it. Self-connection is not natural, it's trained. The world teaches productivity and behavior and achievement, but almost nobody teaches emotional literacy, intuition, internal dialogue, and self-trust. People can hear the world clearly, but barely hear themselves. And the deeper truth here is that self-sabotage does not come from not knowing who you are. It comes from never having been taught how to have a relationship with yourself. And every relationship can be learned. So here's the transformation. Begin treating yourself as someone you're responsible for knowing. Check in with your emotions daily. Ask your inner voice what it needs. Honor one small need per day. Build the relationship the same way you build trust with a partner, through consistency and honesty and presence. And once a person knows themselves, their entire life reorganizes around that inner clarity, and boundaries become natural, and decisions become obvious, and peace becomes normal, and self-betrayal ends, and self-leadership begins. And self-sabotage does not end through force. It ends through understanding, through seeing why the pattern existed and giving yourself the tools to choose differently. If you're ready to meet the person you truly are and to build a life that matches your truth instead of your fears, then stay close to my work. Subscribe to this channel and join my email community at my website michaelzettaking.com so you never miss a teaching. My name is Michael Zetta King, and remember, a person doesn't transform by becoming someone else. They transform by finally meeting themselves and choosing not to abandon who they find. See you soon.